In a peaceful countryside in Dong Nai, Hung, a young man full of ambition, once worked as a sales representative for a company distributing household cleaning products. Every day he roamed through markets and small shops, introducing products and engaging with customers one by one. Though the job didn't offer high income, it gave him the opportunity to observe and listen to the real needs of consumers. He noticed a major issue: most laundry detergent products on the market were either too expensive for working-class families or of poor quality, potentially harming both health and clothing. A bold idea began to take shape in his mind: why not create a detergent that was both high quality and affordable for the people in his hometown? But turning an idea into reality was a long and difficult journey. Hung had little capital and no in-depth knowledge of chemicals or manufacturing. What he did have was passion, sales experience, and an unwavering determination. With his modest savings, he decided to study the detergent production process, traveling to small workshops to learn and search for the right formula. Difficulties arose from the very first steps. No one believed that a former sales representative could succeed in manufacturing. His family was worried, his friends were hesitant, and some even advised him to give up. Yet, these doubts only fueled his determination to prove himself. His challenging journey had officially begun. With limited capital, Hung decided to start small. He repurposed an old kitchen in his family home as his testing lab. Every night, after finishing his sales job, he experimented with formulas, mixing different chemicals to create detergent. Many batches failed, too watery or not strong enough to clean effectively. But he didn't give up. He sought advice from chemistry experts to refine his formula. By day, he sold products, and by night, he tirelessly experimented. After months of effort, he finally developed a formula he was satisfied with. But a new challenge emerged. How could he get the market to accept his product? Hung started by giving out free samples to people in his neighborhood. At first, they were skeptical, but after trying it, they realized his detergent smelled fresh, cleaned well, and was gentle on their hands. Early customers returned to buy more and recommended it to their friends and family. Gradually, he built a loyal customer base. Encouraged by this success, he decided to expand production. But he couldn't do everything alone. He hired an assistant, even though it meant higher costs. Once again, capital became a major obstacle. These first steps were small, but they taught Hung a valuable lesson. Perseverance and resilience could turn dreams into reality. With his first bottles of detergent ready, Hung set out to expand his market. He carefully packaged his product using recycled plastic bottles, labeled them by hand, and personally delivered them to local convenience stores. But most shop owners refused to stock an unknown brand. Undeterred, he changed his approach. He offered free samples to vendors and market-goers, patiently persuading them, "Just try it. If you like it, I'll give you a good deal next time." Initially, many declined, but when they saw other customers returning for more, they reconsidered. After a few months, his detergent secured a place in small convenience stores. Word-of-mouth referrals increased sales. However, with rising demand, production became a bottleneck. He could no longer manually mix detergent in his small kitchen. Hung decided to outsource manufacturing to a processing facility. Finding a suitable factory was another struggle. Large manufacturers refused to work with a small startup. Some facilities agreed but produced low-quality detergent. He ran around, inspecting samples, negotiating prices, and tweaking formulas to maintain quality. After relentless effort, he finally found a factory that met his standards, enabling him to scale up production. Hung knew this was just the beginning, but at least now he had a clear path forward. Hung quickly realized that expanding production didn't guarantee immediate success. Every day brought new problems. unstable orders, fluctuating raw material costs, and occasional production delays at the factory. But the biggest challenge was still financial. He needed more capital to keep operations running, but securing a bank loan was nearly impossible without collateral. His only option was borrowing small amounts from friends and family. Some believed in him and offered support, while others hesitated, fearing the risks. To increase sales, Hung expanded distribution channels. He approached larger retail stores and mini-marts, but they rejected him due to his lack of brand recognition. Undeterred, he focused on branding. He designed a professional logo, improved packaging, and invested in social media marketing. His persistence paid off. Eventually, a few convenience store chains agreed to carry his product on the condition that he provided proper invoices and legal certifications. This presented another hurdle, ensuring full compliance with regulations. Despite these ongoing struggles, Hung remained confident. He knew that as long as he kept pushing forward, success was within reach. Hung understood that having a great product wasn't enough. He needed a strong brand. He began sharing his entrepreneurial journey on Facebook, posting about his early struggles and sharing positive customer feedback. His story resonated with many, attracting not only consumers but also small-scale investors. As his brand gained recognition, he secured distribution deals with new retail partners. However, to compete with bigger retailers, he needed a stable supply chain. That meant establishing his own production facility instead of relying on outsourcing. After months of searching, he rented a small space and set up a basic production line. With limited funds, he bought essential equipment and hired more workers. Personally overseeing every step, he ensured his detergent maintained the quality that had won over his first customers. Although challenges remained, having his own factory gave him more control over production, reduced outsourcing costs, and increased profitability. Hung knew this was a critical turning point in building a long-term brand. With steady growth in sales, Hung set his sights on national expansion. He reached out to supermarket chains and convenience store networks across Vietnam. But this time, the competition was tougher than ever. Established brands took notice of his success. Some launched aggressive discount campaigns to undercut his prices. Others used their influence to pressure distributors into prioritizing their products over his. Hung realized he couldn't compete on price alone. Instead, he focused on differentiation, developing an eco-friendly formula that was gentle on hands while introducing complementary products like fabric softeners and dishwashing liquid. He also strengthened his online presence. Platforms like Shopee, Lazada, and Tiki became key sales channels, allowing him to reach more customers without the high costs of traditional retail. Though many challenges remained, Hung was determined. With perseverance, he believed his brand would continue to grow and establish itself as a household name. His entrepreneurial journey was far from over, but his dream was gradually coming true. As Hung's detergent brand gained popularity, major industry players took notice. Established companies used their distribution networks to block his expansion. They pressured retailers to stock their products instead, threatening to cut off supplies if they carried his detergent. At the same time, some competitors launched aggressive price wars, offering deep discounts to disrupt the market. This shook up retailers, and even some of his loyal customers were tempted by the lower prices. Faced with these challenges, Hung adjusted his strategy. He strengthened direct-to-consumer sales, boosted his social media campaigns, and introduced a loyalty program for returning customers. Beyond pricing, he continued improving product quality, investing in new detergent technology to stand out. Customers who had tried his detergent recognized its superior performance and returned for more. Despite market fluctuations, his brand not only survived but continued growing steadily. Hung realized that competition was inevitable, but as long as he stayed true to his core values, innovation, and customer trust, he could carve out his own space in the industry. After overcoming fierce competition, Hung's company gradually solidified its position in the market. Revenue grew steadily, but to expand production and reach further, he needed additional financial resources. Investors began to take notice of his business. Several angel investment funds approached him, proposing to inject capital to help the company grow stronger. At first, Hung was cautious. He understood that accepting investments meant sharing control and adhering to certain commitments. After multiple negotiations, Hung decided to collaborate with an investment fund aligned with his vision. The funding allowed him to upgrade the factory, invest in product research, and expand the distribution system. At the same time, he started testing his first small-scale exports to neighboring countries such as Cambodia and Laos. Thanks to the right strategy, Hung's detergent brand not only thrived in the domestic market but also found opportunities to expand internationally. He knew this was just the beginning of a long journey ahead. As the company was experiencing rapid growth, an unexpected incident occurred. A batch of products had quality issues due to production errors. Some customers reported that the detergent no longer retained its scent as long as before, which affected the brand's reputation. In the face of this crisis, Hung did not evade responsibility. He immediately recalled the defective batch, publicly apologized to customers, and committed to free product exchanges. To regain trust, he also hosted a live streaming session to explain the cause of the issue and the corrective measures his company would take to ensure quality in the future. Although the company suffered significant financial losses, the transparency and accountability demonstrated helped retain customer trust. In fact, after the incident, sales increased as many customers appreciated how the company handled the situation. Hung realized that mistakes in business are inevitable. What truly matters is how one faces them and turns challenges into opportunities for stronger growth. After years of sustainable growth in the domestic market, Hung decided to expand his brand internationally. He attended trade fairs, connected with foreign partners, and conducted thorough research on each market's needs. Seeing great potential in Southeast Asia, he focused on exporting to Thailand, Indonesia, and Malaysia. However, expanding overseas was not easy. These countries had strict regulatory standards and required comprehensive certification. To meet these requirements, Hung invested in an internationally certified production system and carefully studied the product registration process. His efforts paid off. The first successful export batch marked a new milestone for the company. Hung was not just selling detergent, he was introducing a Vietnamese brand to the world. He knew that to maintain this success, continuous innovation and improvement were necessary. Thanks to strategic decisions, Hung's company continued to thrive. Sales skyrocketed, and what started as a small business had now become one of the leading detergent brands in the country. Not stopping there, Hung expanded the product portfolio. The company began producing fabric softeners, floor cleaners, and other household cleaning products. With an extensive distribution network, his brand reached from urban centers to rural areas and even appeared on international supermarket shelves. He also built a professional team, providing structured training to ensure smooth company operations. Hung realized that for a business to be sustainable, it couldn't rely solely on him. It required a dedicated team with a shared vision. Now he was not only a CEO but also an inspiration to young startups, helping them learn from his journey. Despite achieving remarkable success, Hung refused to slow down. He understood that in business, stagnation leads to being left behind. Therefore, he continued investing in advanced laundry technology, aiming for eco-friendly products. Looking back, Hung never forgot the challenging early days of his entrepreneurial journey. From a salesperson with nothing in hand, he had built a leading brand in the detergent industry. More importantly, he proved that with enough passion, perseverance, and vision, anyone could change their life. Hung's journey was far from over. For him, conquering new heights was the motivation to keep moving forward. Thank you for listening patiently up to this point, and I would like to congratulate you on your listening, comprehension, and vocabulary skills improving every day. Along with that, your ability to concentrate has been and will gradually take shape. All the necessary abilities to succeed, whether in study or work, are thoroughly explored in each video I post. I wish you happy studying, and see you in the next videos.